we have some massive insight into when Kaspa's next breakout is going to happen, based on the historic charts of not only Kaspa, but the correlation between Kaspa and Bitcoin as well. Let's take a look at what was happening on the Bitcoin chart right before Kaspa did this massive run up right here on November 3rd. As we can see, Bitcoin had a run up of its own, which stopped right around Halloween. And then once Bitcoin started going laterally, it actually took a nice dip to the downside. It was only then that Kaspa picked up the liquidity to make this massive run to the upside. Right now, Kaspa's testing the edge of this y-axis Fibonacci pitch, this colored Fibonacci spread we've had set up since the middle of this summer. It lines up perfectly with the top of the April peak, the top of the handle on the cup, and when the November breakout happened, it caught the exact top of that as well. And it's indefinitely adding extra resistance to the candle. As we can see, we actually tried to break out of it, but got rejected and then forced back down into this Fibonacci pitch. Right now, we're inside of the gray colored x-axis or resistance trend line. Now, typically, the breakout begins in this gray zone, but not until we reach at least the halfway point. Let's go back and examine the last two x-axis gray zones for Kaspa. Stepping back till before the November breakout, we were inside of this gray colored Fibonacci pitch, and the candle was moving sideways slightly upward till right around the end of it. In the depth of the cup, we see the same phenomenon. Kaspa's moving sideways until at least halfway through this gray zone, and then its upward ascending movement continued. We can assume the same is going to happen right now for Kaspa. This will start to take place around March 17th. Let's jump back over to the Bitcoin chart and find the exact same phenomenon that we saw in Bitcoin with the October breakout ending on Halloween. We can see right now Bitcoin is rushing to the upside, and it will meet exactly at $60,000 on the 18th of March, which is exactly the halfway point in the gray zone of the x-axis Fibonacci pitch. Now, your general technical analysis that you'll see on the news, they'll be saying, oh, it just ran into this psychological level at 60,000. But we'll know it's from this origin trend line in purple right here. This was actually stopping the candle all throughout the bank closing crisis, as we can see back here in the spring, recovering off FTX and the Terra Luna collapse. This should indefinitely have enough strength to reject the candle at least for a while, most likely at 60K on the 17th of March, which is when Kaspa should start its breakout, popping above this y-axis Fibonacci pitch and then challenging the next x-axis level of this trend line. You guys are interested in new GameFi coins? Well, we've picked out a ton, and the special things about these is these aren't even listed on the exchanges yet. See, once Heroes of Mavia became popular, we actually found this using our top 30 VCs. You can actually run a search by the VC firms. That's how much of a money-making technique tracking these big VCs are. Like Polychain Capital, they did, of course, Kaspa and TIA. Heroes of Mavia was supported by some of our top VC firms. The thing was, once it was released on exchanges, it was already $2.50. Today, it's $7.50. But if we would have been wiser to the market and picked it up during an IDO, this is kind of a seed funding round that retail has access to. We could have grabbed Heroes of Mavia for 40 cents. Now, that's a true 100x potential. And actually, inside the Patreon, I'm spending all of my extra hours searching and vetting cryptos, finding the next Heroes of Mavia IDO offering that we can invest in before it's even offered on exchanges. And one thing that I realized when vetting all these crypto games coming down the pipeline, we found like 36 different titles total. 25 plus of them are first-person shooters. So there's loads of that coming down. It's going to be a very saturated section of the market. So all the other games that aren't first-person shooters, like your real-time strategies, like Heroes of Mavias, and others that we have on this secret list, these could be really big. Now, this one is a first-person shooter, but it looks very fun because you not only get to play a regular guy with a gun, you also get to play a giant boss with your friends. cryptos. And of course, once you start to throw NFTs into this, that will allow you to change into a boss in the middle of a match. This could be extremely fun. I don't know if any of you guys play that Star Wars game where you can actually jump into the giant snow walkers, become Darth Vader. I think it's got vibes and gameplay a lot like that. So this is called Boss Fighter. One of the issues with Boss Fighter is it has less than 50,000 followers on Twitter. It's actually below 20,000, which isn't a lot. Heroes of Mavia has almost 500,000 followers of Twitter, and some of our best picks on this list of 36, they definitely have more than 100,000. And actually, the number one pick that we're still vetting in detail right now off screen has 500,000 Twitter followers too. This could be an absolutely huge metaverse pick. And if you're interested in hunting down a real 100x crypto gem, check us out inside the Patreon. We'll go over all these origin trend lines, classical patterns and statistics, and the 24-point how to vet any crypto checklist. It includes ideas that you never thought of before, like check the GitHub page. Make sure the team's actually working on the project. You can actually have OpenAI read the code and tell you how their progress is coming along. We just had OpenAI read Kaspa's GitHub page, and it says that, yeah, they're basically completely done with the testnet 11 upgrade, and I think that they're timing it for right after the Bitcoin halving. And my guess is that there's going to be some major tier 1 exchange listings and some new super powerful ASICs to go along with that. The Tangem cold storage wallet, great way to store your Kaspa and all your funky GameFi coins from PlayZap to Miria. You can stash them all there. They're running a new series that are colored white. Normally they're colored black. So if you want to get a second chance or introduce your relatives, they probably really enjoy investing in the stock market. They're interested in crypto, but just like you, the first time you heard about cold storage wallets, your subconscious was like, nope, because you don't understand the tech. These look exactly like a debit card. Use the discount code JesseAI. You'll automatically get your own affiliate marketing code. So as you buy extra sets, hook up more family, friends, and relatives, all the kickbacks will roll to you and you get money off your bill. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll catch you on the next one.